I'm here with Ian Seager, Managing Director of Seager Publishing, organiser of the show. Now, Ian, you've got some theories about what would-be trainee pilots should be thinking.
Yeah, last year when the pandemic kind of hit and COVID was new to everybody, I wrote a little piece on Pilot Career News called 3 Golden Rules. There are actually 4, but 4 golden rules doesn't sound quite as good as 3 golden rules, so I kind of added the other one in at the end. But I kind of think there are 3 golden rules. 1, don't believe anybody. 2, plan for flexibility. 3, be persistent. And 4, one that's oft repeated in this industry and any other industry really, is don't pay up front for your training.
Now, don't believe anybody. That sounds a bit pessimistic. People who are at the show, surely they've got to be able to listen to what the school's got to say.
Absolutely. I kind of, to be honest, I wrote the "Don't believe anybody" headline for effect, just to get people's attention. But it kind of applies. Don't believe anybody and don't believe me. What it really means is do your research properly. Talk to lots and lots of different people. Build a picture. We all know that there are different views, different opinions and stuff like that, and they're all equally valid. But if you're out there looking for facts, trying to get stuff sorted, talk to lots of different people. There's not one route to your license. There are all sorts of different routes. So to find out which one's best for you, you need to get lots of different opinions and start to assimilate them and see how they fit. So by don't believe anybody, what I really mean is don't walk up to somebody and if someone says to you, give me all your money now and I'll turn you into a pilot tomorrow, guaranteed, that's probably a bad move and a bad warning sign. What you need to do is go and do your research properly. So trust but verify, if you like, would be better, but someone had already used that.
So you also mentioned about don't pay up front. Is that a common thing in the industry?
I think if you look back in the flight training industry over many, many years, from time to time there are schools that fail, unfortunately. It's a fact of life. And if you happen to have lodged all of the money up front with those schools, then in many cases in the past you wouldn't have got that money back. So effectively the schools now allow staged payments, and it might be that you don't pay by the hour or something. You might pay by the week, by the fortnight, by the month or something, which is okay, but just be careful and pay. Don't pay everything up front. If someone out there is saying, give me everything and I'll give you a chunky discount, then for me that's kind of, I wonder why that's happening there. So just be careful. It's your money, you're the customer, be careful with it.
Do you think people should have a plan B when going into this industry?
No. They should have a C, D and E, definitely. I mean, plan for flexibility was my second rule. This, if you look back, we had 9/11, we had a global financial crisis. There's always stuff that happens in this industry. Being an airline pilot is a bit like a roller coaster. It goes up, it goes down. You need lots of different plans, and particularly at the training stage, you need to figure out if you're not going to finish your training, or it's highly unlikely that you'll finish your training and walk into a job the day you finish your training. That's pretty rare. So give yourself a whole kind of maybe 6 months, a year, depending on what it is, depending on your circumstances. Get lots of different plans. Create yourself a training plan. Make sure if you're going to spend every single penny that you've got plus a whole load of money of somebody else's, and you're relying on a job on day one to pay that back, then that's not a very prudent plan. So by all means do the training, but have a plan. Get a plan B, get a plan C, and maybe even a plan D.
You don't sound terribly enthusiastic about all this. I mean, why would somebody go through all this agony? And is it a career worthwhile?
It's absolutely a career worthwhile for people who have genuinely researched it and really want to do it. It's not a career. If someone's out there thinking, I'm going to go be an airline pilot, I can sit on a beach, I can earn an absolute fortune, it'll be fantastic. Those people are in the wrong career. What you really need to do is research the career, find out what the job actually is, and once you've decided that that's the job you really want, then by all means go into it. It's a fantastic job, but it doesn't suit everybody. You just need to make sure you're investing a whole load of money and a whole load of time, so you need to do that properly.
So just to sum up, I think I'll leave you to sum up. What are not your 3 golden rules, your 4 golden rules?
My 4 golden rules. So number 1, don't believe anybody, but that really means do your research thoroughly. Solicit lots of different opinions. Plan for flexibility. Have a plan A, a plan B, and that means a training plan, a financial plan, and a plan for what you're going to do when you finish your training if you don't get a job straight away. Golden rule number 3 is be persistent. If you're not persistent, then you will really struggle with the peaks and troughs of this industry. So if you haven't got a job when you finish, just be persistent. Stay engaged with aviation, work or be around aviation. Just keep looking. Persistency pays off. And finally, don't pay huge amounts of money up front. Work out a payment plan so that you can stage your payments and protect your money.
Thanks, Ian. That sounds great.
Thank you.